Howdy doody. So next phase, I've got the cable routing coming out the back there and in the Pelican case, but I'm about to peel off the stickers from the riser pads. You can already see that without the stickers, they've already molded to the shape of the deck, which is pretty good, right? So let's peel these guys off, get it stuck down, put the rear bindings on, and then I guess this is phase 1.2. I wouldn't call it a full step, maybe half a step, right? But let's peel that off. One thing I did do with these riser pads was that I made sure that the width of the double-sided Gorilla Tape was exactly the width of the slot that they were going in, just to make things easier for myself. So it's kind of a little bit nerve-wracking, and it isn't nerve-wracking at the same time, just because once it's down, you really got to commit. I don't like gluing these down either or taping them, just to allow the user, if you want to do some adjustment, there's some slack in there as well. What's another thing that I didn't mention is that this board is being built without a battery. Thank Christ. So it absolutely makes my life easier. So they're off. I've got to commit. I've just got to drop this down. I'll line up the holes as best as possible. These two are good. So I can go down there, and then these two are a bit higher, and they're there. Okay, now, so that's in there, but it's not in there. And then I have my longer screws. I still use the nuts that come shipped with the bindings, but I swap out the standard screws with the longer ones. So now I just zoop, zoop, zoop. Give that a bit of a finger screw. No, I'm not going to say it, but I know everyone's thinking it. So you just keep thinking it, and I'll keep screwing this shit in, right? Zoop, zoop, zoop. And you're probably wondering why it doesn't pop through entirely, because I don't like it to do that, because otherwise when I'm doing it from underneath, the screws just keep falling out and it's a pain in the bloody ass. So this way, these are just a bit bigger than, I'd say 6.5 mil holes, but they have a tendency to just grip really well to those bolts, and they get to a certain point where they just punch through like that. That's gonna, oh, look at that. I just had to press it, and that's it, it's done. It's in there, right? And with the bindings, I usually leave it on the widest position, and then I'll let the user swap it out, bring it closer, or we can move it on an angle as well, right? So that these bindings allow you to position a slight angle on there. But we go neutral, we drop that on top, and we put these nuts on top. There is one thing I absolutely have an abundance of in my workshop. It's like, I reckon I could open up an eBay account and sell MBS truck Allen keys. I literally have an entire flipping drawer full of them. It's crazy. Right. And once you've finished using your tools, put your tools back on the rack, or else you're going to be forever searching for the tools. Just hot tip number 2, right? Hot tip number 3. I don't know. Are we keeping tabs on all my hot tips? Probably. There's probably someone out there doing it. Well, actually, it's hot tip number 4. All right, let's keep this going. Joop, joop, joop. Jeez. I like doing it like this, just because the board stable. I'm comfortable with tightening it up. Otherwise, I don't like having a board on a weird angle and it's all tippy turny. It just doesn't feel right, and it just takes one slip up and you scratch the back of the board and you just mess things up. And one thing that I really, really hate is black boards. I don't know why I chose black. It's like I made life exceedingly difficult for myself because it's very hard to keep clean, and they're only clean once when they're in the workshop. As soon as it rolls out of here, it's like it's dusty. And I've had a black car before, and you'd wash it, wait an hour, and it's like nothing's ever happened. It's dirty again. You just curse. How's this? I don't want to show my back to the camera, but you know. Hot tip number 4, get a workbench with wheels. Let's go. I know you're all dying to see what the these nuts look like from the rear after I've torqued them all in. Me too. That's it. I know when I first built my board, I didn't have the these notched out, the riser pads. They were a solid, and I had clamps holding them in place. So a big old clamp, and I had it holding it in place. Nah, and I left it for a day. Even after a day, it just didn't take. So that's it. Let's go like that. And that goes in like that. And okay, we can leave those there. Oh, what the heck is that? Jesus. That's evil. Did you guys see that land? Get out of there. Oh, Jesus. Bloody hell. All sorts of critters in here. It always feels unusual picking up a board without a battery. There it is. It's a bit dusty. That's all right. We can dust it off. There you go. All right. It's nice, clean, nice and neat. Pelican case is on top. We've got the routings all done. So that's a solid effort, I think, in terms of building and getting it to a final stage. You can see that just by pressing it down. I haven't even had to clamp that. It just stays, which is awesome. And just waiting on the ESC and a few of the electronics to arrive. This is all set. So I'll flip this over. I'll show you what's going on in here. Always happens. Right, so that's terminated. And then there's a nice solid piece of foam padding. And you know, if you watch my other videos, you'll see how I mount those and get them up and running. So yeah, so I think this is a solid effort for now. We can button it up. The core components are done. Waiting on ESC, motors, motor mounts, and I'm going to test it running lipos. So I've got a couple lipos which I do my test builds on, 12S. It's going to be a MakerX DV6S version. So speaking with Dave from MakerX, he advised to go with the newer one, primarily because the DV6 Pro is out of stock for starters, but the newer one absolutely gets rid of any overcurrent faults that may happen. So I'm really looking forward to using that ESC. So yeah, that's me putting the back riser pad. Gonna finalize that cabling once the ESC gets here, but yeah, that's the next next phase, we'll catch you on the flip side. Ciao.